Tere, mina nimi on, Howie, and welcome to the ECA Weekly Roundup, where we had 3 T20 games last weekend, with one being washed out. So Saturday morning, it was rather wet. So field 2 was waterlogged, and the game between the Stallions and Vikings was washed out. But on field 1, it was the Wolves defeating the Tigers, 125 to 123. Man of the match was Aqib Ayoub with 3 for 20 and 10 runs, and that was the Wolves' first win of the season. So well done to the Wolves. In the afternoon's games, on field 1 we had the Hippos defeat the Strikers. This was the Strikers' first loss in T20. So the Hippos were 129, the Strikers only set 127. Hippos did it in 15.4 overs as well. Man of the match was Ben Jones with 41 runs and 2 for 18. On field 2 we had the Riders defeat the Wolves, 98 to 97. They did so with 9 overs to spare as well. Man of the match, good young kid, Tanveer Ahmed, with 5 for 14, which included a hat-trick. I spoke with him after the game and he was very happy indeed, so well done to the Riders. The ECA is happy to announce a new sponsorship deal with HOWIE'S. HOWIE'S will be sponsoring the 40 over competition this year, which begins this Sunday. There is a new format in 2022 with 2 groups of 4 teams. The top 2 teams from each group will go through to the finals. And on to this week's previews, brought to you by Sportsbet.io. On field 1, we have the Wolves up against the Hippos. I am going for the Hippos. For the Wolves, though, I'd be looking out for Farquhar Manzoor, coming off a good 50 last weekend. For the Hippos, look out for Radesh Sekaran, coming off a big 4 for 17 against the previously undefeated Strikers.
For the game between TALLINN Hippos versus TARTU Wolves, my vote is definitely for TALLINN Hippos. They've got some really good batsmen as an opener, and especially how they played in the last match against Strikers was amazing, and you can clearly see they are charged now. So TARTU Wolves needs to perform really hard if they want to give challenge to TALLINN Hippos.
On field 2, TARTU Cricket Club up against the Vikings. I'm going for the Vikings, but with TARTU, look out for Simon Quasi, 20 not out and a 2 for 20 just recently, so he's on fire. And for the Vikings, Big Shaq, so Aqib Naveed, well, he's due for a big game, let's just say that.
For the Vikings versus TARTU Cricket Club, my vote is for Vikings. They've got some good addition to their batting line. Their fielding has been improved, and they have already got some good bowling strength as well. On the other side, TARTU Cricket Club has Simon, who is the highest wicket taker in the T20 championship, so they will need to look after that.
In the afternoon's games, it's the Riders up against the Strikers. I am going for the Strikers. For the Riders, I'd be looking for Rana. He's coming off a good 40 and currently training the house down with the national squad. For the Strikers, Gal Zaman stood up really nicely, 26 off 22 last weekend. It was a good effort there.
For the game between Strikers versus Riders, my vote is for Strikers. They are one of the most favorite for this tournament, and the way they are performing, and especially how their openers are performing, is really good to see.
On field 2, TARTU Cricket Club up against the Tigers. I am going for TARTU Cricket Club. Romeo Tanner recently had a career best 4 for 12, and he does bowl wicket to wicket. I think he'll do really well this weekend. For the Tigers, Nahid Manan got 23 last time out against the Wolves.
For the game between TARTU Cricket Club versus AC Tigers, my vote is for AC Tigers. They've got some really good bowlers. They can swing the ball from both sides. And on the other side, the TARTU Cricket Club has got some good bowlers as well. So AC Tiger would need to stay on the wicket if they would like to win this match.
For the 40 over competition, well, first game up on field 1 is the Stallions up against the Strikers. I am going for the Strikers on this one. For the Stallions, look out for Rafaq Khan coming off a good 23 and a wicket last time out. For the Strikers though, Habib Khan, 23 runs and a wicket last weekend, but he's due for a big one.
For Stallions versus Striker, I would go for the Strikers. Their top order, Arslan and Habib, are in the best form, and they both have scored 200 runs individually for the T20 championship. So if Strikers would like to win, these two guys would need to score and stay on the wicket initially. And if Stallions would like to win this game, then they need to perform their best in the bowling and in the fielding to control these two guys, and then they would have a chance to win this game.
The second game, it is Riders v the Rising Stars. I'm going for the Riders. Ronnie Zaman, 1 for 14 last time. I think he's going to trouble the Rising Star batsman. MD Shoaib, he'd be one to look out for. Had 56 off 42 and 1 for 19 against a strong Stallions lineup just recently. So yeah, he's one to look out for there.
For the game between Riders versus Rising Stars, my vote is for the Rising Stars. They have got good batsmen, good bowlers, and their fielding has been improved as well. On the other side, Riders are performing really well in T20 Championship, and they have won 2 games out of 3 in the championship. So they can give the hard time to Rising Stars, but my vote is for the Rising Stars.
So a big thank you to all our sponsors, Sportsbet.io, BLUFVPN, Nordcompetuun and HML Project Management. We look forward to seeing everyone next weekend, and don't forget, subscribe.